Hello, Counter here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you the best loadouts for classic challenges, including all the elemental buffs, trials, dungeons, and infinites. This is one of the most helpful videos you will ever need. So starting with story is actually like extremely easy to complete in this game. So the main unit that will be helpful, not because it's the best, but because it's the fastest, is going to be Yuno. Yuno is a very low range, high SPA unit, meaning that it will defeat the enemies really fast. Yuno is most definitely the best classic unit, but also there are other units that are really good. Kujo and Goku Red are the best placements, meaning that you can get cash really fast in story and you can place them in the second wave. Also, Ramen Guy is going to be needed for all game modes. Struggling with fast enemies, Blackbeard, Rukia, or Gray will be very helpful. Blackbeard has a 40% slow, and Gray and Rukia have a freeze that stuns for 2 seconds. Now this freeze is really good because units with regen cannot regen for 2 seconds, and if you're dealing high DPS, that means that you will defeat them really easily. A lot of the units work for classic mode, but these are one of the best that you will definitely need to complete it really fast. Next is challenges, and in challenges I'm going to be showing you the best DPS units you could get for each element. So for challenges that are orange, you would want Ujo, Yuno, Ichigo, Sukuna, Super Saiyan God, Goku. These are all red units, and red units have a 100% buff on orange maps. The challenge element is blue. The main DPS you would need is Ulquiorra, Mihawk, and Broly. These are the top 3 that have an insane DPS, and they are all green units. So green units have a 100% buff on blue challenges. If the challenge is green, you are going to want purple units. Now purple units are kinda hard, not gonna lie, because you have Kokushibo, Sun Jinwoo, and Blackbeard, but Blackbeard is a support, so the 2 main DPS that are purple in this game is Kokushibo and Sun Jinwoo. Now if the challenge is purple, you will want orange units. Now orange units don't have a big DPS. The only orange unit that has an insane big DPS is Frieren, Naruto Beast, and Goku 4-star and Vegeta 4-star to have a team up, so that team up as well, but it doesn't really have a good DPS, but it's not bad. Then for red challenge, you want blue units, and the blue units are Esdeath, Aqua, Gojo, and Whitebeard. Now Esdeath is the best from the blue units, and Whitebeard is really good as well. Aqua is the second best on the DPS, but really hard to get. So these are the units you would want for each element in challenges. Now let's move to the next game mode.
Before we continue, this video is sponsored by UG Phone. UG Phone is the best cloud emulator out there. Using UG Phone, you can AFK 24/7, even if you disconnect from your Wi-Fi, and it supports PC and mobile. Yeah, even mobile. That is what I used, and I got 20 levels in one night. The best part is that it's very easy to use. All you have to do is click my link down below, sign up, go to Game Center, download Roblox, to Tool Center and download the Auto Clicker app and allow permissions, open Roblox, sign in. Now you can AFK farm any game you want. Also, if you would want, you can use multiple accounts on UG Phone. Use UG Phone using my link down below because this is the best emulator and it's crazy.
So for trials, this is kind of complicated because you might even have the best units in the game, but it is still really hard to complete. So if you didn't know, trials do have a blue element, meaning that green is recommended. Have a 100% damage buff on trials. So to start off, the main DPS you're gonna want is Ulquiorra, Mihawk, and Broly. Use Broly to solo the 1%. But also, this is not the only thing you're gonna need. Ramen Guy is going to be needed 100%, then some support like Blackbeard, Gray, or Rukia. Gray and Rukia are highly suggested because you really want to freeze those guys. Then one thing for shield breaking, I use Kujo, but also Eren is the best shield breaker, but the thing is that he is quite expensive, so if you're going solo, I would not recommend to use Eren. If you use Eren, then I don't know if you're gonna max it out, to be honest. Also, you will definitely want some buffs like Erwin or King Kai. or even Lelouch, but Lelouch, I don't know how good he is to be honest, but Erwin is most likely going to be needed if you don't have crazy traits, I guess. I don't have crazy traits, but I do have 2 meta green units, so I don't really need a buff, but a buff is really going to make things easier. The most recommended units for trials and how you can solo them. Now the next game mode is dungeons, and dungeons are purple elements. Orange units have a buff on purple, meaning that Freerin is going to be one of the best units you can use in dungeons, but also there are some other units. The second best unit you can use is going to be Ishtar. Ishtar has infinite range as well, which makes it pretty good on dungeons. And also Naruto is going to be really good. So if you get Naruto Evo, it's actually going to be really usable in dungeons, but in my opinion, Freyrin Evo is going to be the best, so definitely go and get Freyrin Evo and also Ishtar Evo. So next is Infinites. So Infinites don't have an element, meaning a lot of units are actually just good on there. Some of my best recommendations are going to be Broly and Ulquiorra. Broly is very high range. Ulquiorra's ability is also really good because you can get really high damage on there. So if you get 1 million on Ulquiorra, he will be crazy good when you use the ability. Also, you will be needing support units like Erwin, and also Blackbeard is extremely good on there because the map layout is just so good for Blackbeard's range. Another honorable mention is going to be Eren. So Eren's Titans are obviously one of the best shield breakers, but also summon mode does 20k per summon, which is going to be extremely good for tanky enemies. Super Saiyan God is not good in here, same with Kujo. These early placement units I would not recommend because you will only need enemies that do insane damage. And also a crazy unit which a lot of people are using right now is Whitebeard because he's high range full AoE. He can actually hit the main part of infinites, which makes him really good. I think most of the people in the leaderboard did actually use Whitebeard, but I'm not really sure, but why not just check it out? Yeah, Whitebeard is really good. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see ya in the next one.